Yeah, Samantha and Val, Alderman Brian Hopkins tells me this morning the shooting allegedly stemmed from a fight at a nearby bar. Dozens of gunshots were fired right by the intersection of Division and Dearborn here in the city's Gold Coast neighborhood. And now the alderman says he's taking action following the overnight violence. Chaos in Gold Coast.
22 West Division, 4 people shot.
As more than 30 gunshots ring out near the busy late-night intersection of Dearborn and Division overnight. Investigators say 4 people, ranging in age from 22 to 60, were hit in the gunfire fired from nearby cars. All of the victims are expected to be okay, but the brazen violence springing neighbors out of bed.
We hear gunfire in this neighborhood frequently, mostly people leaving bars, fighting with each other.
There's a real problem happening here on Division Street.
Second Ward Alderman Brian Hopkins says 2 of the victims shot are security guards who were working at the time for a nearby bar. Hopkins says the shooting stemmed from fights that allegedly broke out last night at Gold Coast Social, a nearby nightclub. He says this isn't the first time problems have erupted there, prompting him to now take action.
I have requested a summary closure. I've already been in touch with Superintendent Snelling's office to let him know that this written request would be forthcoming.
We reached out to Gold Coast Social for comment, but have not heard back. Hopkins also says at least one of the people shot last night, a woman, may have been caught up in some sort of fight at the bar, though this morning it's still unclear what fueled these alleged fights in the first place.
Bro, this is just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. 30 shots, 4 people hit in the middle of the street. I mean, at the same time, you know, I'm not surprised. I mean, this is an American city nicknamed after a war zone, Chirac. Okay, it was nicknamed that for a reason, Chirac. This city has been like it's been run into the ground, man. It has been utterly run into the ground, and Mayor Brandon Johnson, quite possibly the worst mayor in the nation, and it's not shocking. I mean, the guy was what was Brandon Johnson, a teacher before, a principal or something, before he became the mayor of this city. This is crazy, man. This is absolutely bonkers. One, that they elected that man, but 2, what he's doing to the city. And, you know, it's funny because when Trump was trying to come in to clean the streets up, bring in the National Guard to help out, to clean the crime up, all Mayor Brandon Johnson and Governor J.B. Pritzker wanted to do was yell and scream about, no, we don't want Trump here. We don't need this. We don't need that, blah, 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 blah. And yet people in their city are being shot and some of them are dying. But they care more about opposing Trump and going against whatever Trump says or whatever he does. They care more about doing that than they care about their own constituents, than they care about their own voters, which is just absolutely bonkers to me. It's bonkers. You care more about opposing Trump than you do keeping your people safe. Mayor Brandon Johnson, he can bring up all types of executive orders when it comes to illegal immigrants, trying to protect them. Oh, ICE can't come on federal property. I'm signing the executive order today. Where's the executive order to protect your people from gun violence? Where is it? Where is it? Where's all this money that you poured into the illegals? Where's that money? Where's all the money that you can pour into, I don't know, extra police officers to try to keep your citizens safe from having a bullet put in their head? Oh man, goodness gracious! You know, on one hand, I feel bad for the people of Chicago, but then on the other hand, I don't. And I'll tell you why. And it's real simple. And I'm sure some of y'all are probably typing it in the comment section right now. This is what they voted for. If you didn't learn your lesson from Lori Lightfoot, okay, the former mayor of Chicago. I just thought of the nickname that I used to call her. I'm not going to do it today, though. I'm not going to do it today. If you didn't learn your lesson from Lori Lightfoot, and you so you still went on and elected Brandon Johnson to run your city? Well then, what am I supposed to do here? You know, what am I supposed to do? I tried to told you, okay? Yeah, I know that didn't make sense. I tried to told you, okay? Get Lori Lightfoot up out of there and do not elect a guy like Brandon Johnson, okay? Now, their only options were Democrats because, of course, you know, the city is run by Democrats, but they at least had a better option. I forgot the other guy's name that was running against Brandon Johnson. He would have been a much better option, though. Would have been a much better option. Wouldn't have been perfect because he was still a Democrat, but would have been a whole lot better than this. Yeah, I'm not gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna let this. Let's finish this clip first.
Request would be forthcoming.
We reached out to Gold Coast Social for comment, but have not heard back. Hopkins also says at least one of the people shot last night, a woman, may have been caught up in some sort of fight at the bar, though this morning it's still unclear what fueled these alleged fights in the first place. He says police officers were already on scene before, given the busy night, and saw 2 cars without license plates circling the block before shots were fired.
We had over 30 Chicago police officers on the street at the time of the shooting. It just shows how blatant and bold these criminals are, that they'll open fire with an automatic rifle in the presence of over 30 police officers. That didn't seem to intimidate them at all.
Now back live in the Gold Coast neighborhood, Alderman Hopkins also tells me that surveillance cameras from nearby businesses actually captured that shooting. We're told detectives now have that footage, but so far, no arrests have been.
Exactly. I was about to say, ain't nobody getting arrested. Ain't nobody getting arrested. And if they do, they're going to get a little slap on the wrist. That's why they're so brazen. That is why they will let off 30 shots right in front of cops, 30 officers. That is why. Because either they're not going to get caught, or if they do get caught, they're going to get a little slap on the wrist and be right back on the streets. If you actually caught these folks, chased them down the way that they should be chased down, okay, and arrested these folks and threw them in prison for 50 to 60 years for trying to shoot people in public, or actually shooting people in public in this case, then a lot of this stuff would start to die off. It wouldn't die off completely. You're going to always have your lunatics, but a lot of this stuff would completely, it would ride off into the night. Because they know, hey, I'm about to sit in a box for the rest of my life if I get caught doing this, even if I don't kill anybody. Now, if I kill somebody, I'm definitely going to jail for life, and I'm probably getting a death penalty. If they knew that, well, then things would change. But of course, you know, liberals, oh no, we got to rehabilitate. You can't rehabilitate somebody who just let off 30 shots in public at people in the presence of officers. There's no rehabilitating somebody like that. My goodness, man. This stuff, bro. And of course, Democrats are going to sit here and act like, oh, we don't know what's going on. We don't know why this stuff is happening. We don't know why it's happening. Goodness gracious, bro. They scream about rehabilitation. Yeah, rehabilitate somebody who just tried to put 4 people 6 feet in the dirt in front of 30 officers. All I can do is laugh about this stuff at this point, man. This is like cartoonish level stuff. This is crazy, man. But anyway, y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Stay safe. Peace.